almost losing my religion. To make a long story very short, by the end of my studies at Vanderbilt, my grip on the Christian faith of my youth was starting to slip. By the time I was about to graduate, I didn't know what I believed anymore. Little by little, what had started as a quest to find Jesus ended up with me on a path to losing my belief in him. Then came a major turning point in my life. One evening, not long before I graduated, I was driving around the hills of Nashville by myself, and a thought suddenly dawned on me. Do I really even believe in Jesus anymore? What does that even mean? Like, do you believe he existed? Do you believe he's special, somehow better than the rest of us? By this point, I had pretty much accepted the idea that we didn't know who wrote the Gospels and that Jesus may not have actually claimed to be God. Moreover, I didn't know what to make of passages in the Synoptic Gospels where Jesus almost seems to deny that he is God. Such as when he says to the rich young man, "Why do you call me good? No one is good but God alone." Mark 10:18. I promise we'll look at this passage later. This led me to start questioning, if Jesus didn't really claim to be God, then was he? Does it even matter? That was my part. Or was he just a man? How could I believe in the divinity of Jesus if Jesus himself didn't teach it? At that moment, I made a decision. The only way I could really know was to try to say out loud that I no longer believed that Jesus was God. Let's just try this real quick. I'm not sure 3 times 5 is 15. Let me try to say out loud. 3 times 5. No, I can't say it. Must be true. Who cares if you can say something out loud? Okay. So alone in the car, I tried, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't say it. Not because I was afraid to. After years of study, I had learned to follow the evidence wherever it led me. Yeah, right. No, I couldn't say it because something in me wasn't yet fully convinced that Jesus wasn't divine. How many negatives do we need in that sentence? Okay, perhaps it was what I was learning about first century Judaism, which was already helping me to understand Jesus and his words from an ancient Jewish perspective. Or perhaps it was just the last embers of my faith still burning low. So faith, real quick, let's focus. There's 2 different words. I wish they weren't the same word, but there's 2 different uses of faith. One is a belief that you hold without regard to evidence or reason. It's a belief you would hold even if there was contradictory evidence right in front of you, which is basically just being delusional. The other is a strong confidence in a particular belief. So I might have faith that tomorrow morning the sun will rise, but if it doesn't, I'm going to have to rethink my belief system. So my faith is a strong confidence, but not if there was conflicting evidence, I would instantly change that belief. Okay. Whatever the case, I couldn't honestly say the words. A part of me still believed that Jesus was God, even though I wasn't sure how to reconcile this with some of the theories I had been learning. My faith and my reason had never seemed further apart, and the former, the faith, was dangling over an abyss of doubt by a thread. But there was still a thread, so that's what I hung on to. You can see how the emotional abuse of this person's childhood has probably made it inconceivable to say these words like it's magic and oh my God, I'm going to burn in hell. I mean, he said he's not because of fear, but sure is what it seems like to me. In the end, I finished my master's degree, graduated with honors, and did what any Christian on the brink of almost losing his faith would do. I entered a doctoral program in theology in order to earn my PhD in New Testament studies. And that's where things slowly began to change.